Today, there are several companies whose sole mission is to get satellites in space. However, getting satellites in space is expensive work. To do it, you've got to get a rocket, get clearance from the FAA, test the rocket several times, and, of course, get it to fly. And you also have to do all of that in an economically feasible manner. Doing this isn't easy, it's rocket science. And as you've heard, rocket science is pretty difficult. So how do these satellite companies go around the mere mind-breaking difficulty of getting satellites to space? Well, there's one easy opportunity that most of these companies have now started taking advantage of. It's SpaceX's Rideshare program. And on today's episode of Super Freaky Science, we'll be taking a long and hard look at the Rideshare program. Yes, that is what it's called, and how it works. What is the Rideshare program? For space tech startups and other companies that need to get to space, one of their biggest problems is actually getting there. You can have all the greatest ideas of how space should look or how space could impact your tech, but it's all for naught if you don't have a rocket to actually reach there. For a long time, there was a gaping problem in the future of space tech, because, as we all know, building a rocket to reach space is very expensive work. It's so expensive that the United States just stopped building and decided that it's more economically feasible to just pay for a slot on Russia's Soyuz rocket. It's kind of reasonable that even the most promising space tech companies can't just raise the money needed to build or buy their rockets. That's if anyone is willing to sell anyway. Before SpaceX got on the scene, these companies had to hitch a ride aboard rockets already launching a primary payload into orbit, with a payload operator paying most of the fee. That seems sensible, of course, but there's only one problem. This kind of arrangement means the smaller company would be beholden to the timeline of the bigger company. For example, if, for any reason, the primary payload operator has a delay to the launch, the smaller company would have a delay to the launch as well. The obvious solution, of course, would be for a company with the most money and facilities to launch rockets to charge a fee for these smaller companies to hitch a ride on their rockets, and to schedule these launches so that the smaller companies can properly plan for them. And that's exactly what SpaceX plans to do. In 2019, SpaceX introduced the world to its Rideshare program. Theoretically, the program would work like a carpool. If you've got something that you want to put in space or test in space, all you'd have to do is give SpaceX a call and they'd help you get there for a small fee. Okay, that was a joke. The fee SpaceX charges is not a small fee, but more on that later. The Small Sat Rideshare program. Officially, the program was called the Small Sat Rideshare program, which is a less obnoxious name than SpaceX is known for. The program was designed to make it easier and cheaper for smaller satellite operators to reach space by allowing them to hitch a ride on regularly scheduled launches and split the cost. You see, precisely like a carpool. The Rideshare would pre-schedule launches and let smaller companies book slots on the launch well in advance. This way, they will be able to plan properly, even if one of those companies that are supposed to be on the launch backs out. The launch would still move forward, meaning that every company can expect their satellite to be launched on time. If that happens and one of the smaller companies decides not to launch, SpaceX had said that they will put a 100% of their fee towards rebooking. The service is entirely designed, partly designed, like the Rideshare programs here on Earth. You can book a slot as early as 12 months in advance and even as close as 6 months out, and you'll get to ride at a subsidised price even if the people you schedule to ride with decide not to ride again. That's the big improvement that the SpaceX Rideshare program brought to the market. Whether or not other people are going, your satellite will be launched. It may seem like a small improvement now, but launch delays usually wreck the development times of small satellite companies in the past, so this would be a welcome development for them. Scheduling. SpaceX provides about 3 SSO launches a year, and this was started in 2020. Also, SpaceX will offer additional rideshare services, taking advantage of excess capacity on Falcon 9 launches of Starlink satellites and other unspecified missions to SSO or other polar orbits. Right now, SpaceX is fully booked through to December 2021. How many companies signed up to SpaceX Rideshare? What number would blow you away? 10? 20? 30? Most people can't even mention up to 5 space satellite companies, so we should probably be conservative with the number we'd expect to do. In a company tweet, SpaceX said that more than 100 spacecraft have signed up with the Rideshare program, which is quite remarkable and just goes to show how quickly SpaceX has changed the game. That's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like and subscribe buttons. Goodbye, and remember to stay safe.